You know that feeling. You open your banking app, see your balance, and that little FDIC logo. You feel secure. You think, my money is safe, guaranteed up to $250,000. You close the app and go about your day. That feeling is a complete illusion. It's the $250,000 illusion. We all believe the rumor. My money is 100% safe in the bank. And look, it is safe from theft, but it is completely unprotected from erosion. Here's the half-truth no one talks about. The FDIC makes one promise. If you have $100,000 in the bank, you will get $100,000 back. They guarantee the number of your dollars. They make no guarantee about the value of those dollars. They ensure the digits on your screen, not your purchasing power. Think about it. The $40,000 that bought a fully loaded car 5 years ago, today, that same $40,000 that was sitting safe in your account gets you the base model, if you're lucky. Your money didn't get stolen, it just shrank. It was a guaranteed loss hiding behind a logo that promised safety. This is the silent theft. And the most twisted part? The very system designed to protect us is the one causing the erosion. And once you see how that engine works, you'll never look at your bank account the same again. That erosion, that silent theft we just talked about, it has a name. We call it inflation. But I need you to forget everything you think you know about that word. We've been trained to see inflation as a temporary headline, a transitory problem. We hear it on the news and we blame it on gas prices or supply chains or war overseas. That's the rumor. That's the story they want you to believe. The truth is, this isn't an accident. It's a feature of the system. Back in the 1920s, the famous economist John Maynard Keynes wrote, and listen closely to this. He wrote, by a continuing process of inflation, governments can confiscate, secretly and unobserved, an important part of the wealth of their citizens, in a manner which not one man in a million is able to diagnose. Confiscate, secretly and unobserved. He called it the silent tax. It's the tax you pay every day, not by writing a check, but just by holding on to your own money. And if you think that sounds like some dark conspiracy theory, I want you to go to the website of the most powerful financial institution on earth, the U.S. Federal Reserve. You know what their official target for inflation is? It's not 0%. Their publicly stated official goal is 2%. Let that sink in. The people who manage our money are actively planning to devalue your cash by 2% every single year. They are trying to make your safe money worth less tomorrow than it is today. Why? Because they want you to spend it. They believe it stimulates economic activity. They know that if your money loses value, you're more likely to spend it or invest it than to just hoard it. They are punishing savers by design. That 2% target is the acceptable level of silent theft. It's the baseline erosion that's always working against you, even in good years. But here's the real question. That 2% is the plan. What happens when the plan goes completely off the rails? What happens when 2% becomes 5%, 8%, even 10%? You're told it's because of current event, but that's not the real source. To understand what really causes that explosion, you have to look behind the curtain. You have to understand the one mechanism that makes this entire system of silent theft possible. We need to talk about the money printer. We're going to get to how that money printer works, but first, you need to see the cold, hard receipts. You need to see the math that proves you are getting poorer while thinking you're being responsible. So, you went out, you were smart, you didn't just put your money in a checking account, you put it in a high-yield savings account. Let's look at the numbers. Right now, the national average APY, the gain they give you, is a paltry 0.45%. That's your reward for giving them your money. Okay, now let's look at your loss. Forget the crazy spikes we've seen recently. Let's be conservative. Let's just use the long-term historical U.S. inflation rate. That number is 3.2%. So let's do the math. Your gain of 0.45% minus your loss of 3.2% equals minus 2.75%. You are losing almost 3% of your purchasing power every single year. You're paying the bank 2.75% for the privilege of safely holding your money. This isn't an investment. This isn't a savings account. It's a negative interest rate account. It's a subscription fee for going backwards. And that's just 1 year. This is where it gets truly terrifying. You've probably heard of the Rule of 72. Most people use it to figure out how long it takes to double their money. But it also works in reverse. You can use it to find out how long it takes for your money to be cut in half. The math is simple. Divide 72 by the inflation rate. So let's use that conservative 3% number. 72 divided by 3 equals 24. At the historical average, your safe savings will lose 50% of their real-world value in 24 years. That $100,000 you saved for retirement, by the time you get there, it will only buy $50,000 worth of stuff. You did everything right. You saved, you didn't gamble, you were responsible. And the system cut your wealth in half. So you can't just save your way to wealth. That path is a lie.
You have to find a way to escape this system. You have to find a way to move your money into something that the government can't just print into oblivion. And that's the final piece of the puzzle. How do they do it? How do they create this inflation that secretly steals your wealth? And more importantly, where can you hide? So, if the math is this bad, if we are guaranteed to lose purchasing power, why does everyone do it? Why do we all keep our money in these accounts, checking that balance and feeling safe? It's not because we're stupid. It's because our brains are actively being tricked. It's a powerful cognitive bias that economists have a name for. They call it the money illusion. Here's how it works. You log into your app. You see your $10,000 has turned into $10,050 thanks to your high-yield interest. And your brain, your primitive brain, lights up. It gives you a little hit of dopamine. It says, more, I have more, I am richer. But your brain is blind to the other side of the ledger. It conveniently ignores the fact that the groceries, the gas, the rent, everything that cost $10,000 now costs $10,300. You feel richer even though you are demonstrably, mathematically poorer. The money illusion is the trap that keeps this entire system running. We are addicted to seeing the number go up while we ignore the value going down. And the banks? Oh, they love this. Have you ever really wondered, why do these massive, multi-trillion-dollar banks, Chase, Bank of America, why do they even want my $5,000 deposit? Why do they spend millions on Super Bowl ads just to pay me a pathetic 0.4%? here's the secret. They don't need your money. Your $5,000, your $50,000, it's a rounding error to them. So why do they want it? Because your savings account, it's not a service, it's bait. In their world, it's called a sticky product. It's the product that gets you in the door and keeps you there. It makes you a customer. And once you're locked into their ecosystem, that's when they make the real money. They don't profit from your savings. They profit by selling you the high-margin stuff, the 22% interest rate credit card, the 7% mortgage, the wealth management services that are just overpriced mutual funds. Your safe savings account is just the anchor that holds you in place so they can farm you for profit. You've been trapped by the money illusion, and you're being sold a fantasy of security. So, how do you escape? How do you break the illusion and actually protect your wealth from a system that is designed to steal it? The solution isn't about finding a better savings account. It's about changing the asset. It's about finding something unprintable.